So hello everyone. Today we will do analysis of 12 September third shift. So without wasting any time, just learn that how to solve like a pro and we will learn some English hacks. So without wasting any time, let's move forward. So what is our motivational line? So motivational line is consistency is what transforms average into excellence. And this is the most important thing. Okay. So you have to be consistent. This word is very important. What is our first question? So in first question, the examiner is asking about grammatical errors. Okay. So first, in this type of question, what we do first, what is the approach? First, we have to find the tenses and just make sure that every tense is correct. The tense is uniform. After that, find if there is any subject verb error, and in the last, we will check the concept. Okay. So first you will check tense. So tense is right. Okay. After that you will check subject verb combination and here this is an error. How this is an error? Group of friend. Okay. So group of friend is a collective noun and collective noun this is a singular subject. Okay. And for singular subject we need singular verb. So here group of friend is used collectively. So this will act as a singular subject and singular subject will take singular verb. So were here is wrong. Therefore, where is in the B option. So B would be your answer. There is error in B. Okay. So let's move to our next question. So second question is that we have to fill it with correct preposition. So the treaty was signed dash mutual understanding and cooperation. So signed by mutual understanding, signed over mutual understanding, signed under or signed with. Okay. So with signed, we always write preposition with. So this you have to keep in mind. This is a fixed preposition signed with. Okay. So let's move to our next question. So next question is here examiner is asking about the synonym and what is a word, sir? The word is dialectic. The what is dialectic that you have to understand. So first of all, just understand the question. Okay, so monologue. Mono is a here root word which means single. Okay, and it is not related to dialectic, so you will cut this option. After that, you will see here fantasy in option D. Fantasy is altogether different thing, so you will cut this option also. In C option, impressionism. Okay, so it is related to impression. So this is also wrong. So you will cut this option. So B would be your answer. B option B will be your answer. So dialectic means argumentation. If you will see in history, then you will came to know that the philosopher like Plato, Socrates, they use this dialectic method to argue with someone, to debate with someone. So your answer will be option B. So let's move forward. Now in fourth question, it is asking about the correct spelling. Okay, so here approach is very important. If you know the answer, directly mark the answer and move forward. But if you don't know, then just follow the approach. Okay, what will be your approach? And just remove that option. Okay, so here in the first option, you will see that it's gregarious. So this is wrong. Okay, in the second option, you will say gregarious. This is also wrong. So gregarious start with GRE. So gregarious or gregarious. Now this you will cut. So C will be your answer. Okay, so let's move forward. Now in the fifth question, the word is park, and for this word we need the same meaning as in the sentence. Okay, so what is the sentence? This is your sentence. We decided to spend the afternoon playing in the park. So here park is related to ground. Okay, so in whichever option we will see the word park which is related to ground, this that will be your answer. The old car was difficult to park. So here park is related to it is not related to ground. Okay, so you will cut this option. The kids ran to the park to play on the swings. So this is related to our ground. So this will be your answer. And in option C, you will see that She learned to park her car in the small space. So here it is, this park is related to car. That this you will eliminate, and do not park your vehicle. So this park is related to vehicle or car. So B will be your answer. Okay. So let's move forward. So in the sixth question, again you have to mark the correct spelling. So this is very easy and very basic, that C will be your answer. Okay. So C will be your answer. Receive will be your answer, and the correct spelling of receive is this. So you will cut this, you will cut this, and you will cut this. So C will be your answer. Let's move forward. Now, in this question, you have to read the passage from here to here, and after that, you have to solve five questions. So we will do what we always do is, first we just read all the questions, and after that we solve. We read the passage. So this is our approach for the reading comprehension. So while reading the question, just try to remove the extreme word. Okay. So try to remove all the extreme words. So, what is a primary role? What is one of the primary roles of international organization in resolving international conflict? So, what is a primary role? So, what is the first option? To escalate violence, to foster the conflict resolution, to escalate violence. So, this is wrong. Okay, so you will cut the first option. Now, in option D, to limit the communication between conflicting states. So, limit, this is extreme word, so you will cut option D also. To prevent the formation of treaties between states. So prevent karna, you have to stop. So this is also wrong. So okay, so you will cut C. So B will be your answer. So those who know the tricks, that AI is setting your paper and AI is marking the lengthy answer, so you can directly mark option B. Okay, to act neutral arenas of diplomacy, mediation, and humanitarian intervention. So B will be your answer. Now let's move forward. In question 8, how do international organizations contribute to post-conflict stability as mentioned in the passage? Okay, so in option A, you will see that by imposing harsh sanctions. So this is an extreme word. You will just you can easily cut option A. In option D, you can see that by discouraging communication. So this is an extreme word. You can cut this option also. By promoting military intervention to maintain order, read option B. By dispatching peacekeeping operations to monitor ceasefire and aid in reconstruction. So this is most appropriate. So B will be your answer. Okay. So in option C, it is talking about one factor. But if you will observe option B, then you will note that here he is giving, the examiner is giving extra information. The AI is giving extra information. And this is lengthy also. So B will be your answer. So without reading the passage, we have scored 3 out of 3. Now let's solve two more questions. So in ninth question, what is a key challenge faced by the international organization in fulfilling their roles according to the passage? So what is a key challenge? This is a keyword. So increased cooperation between the states. This is a challenge. No, this is not a challenge. Okay. Excessive funding and support. So this is extreme word. You will cut this. Lack of interest in multilateral actions. So this is also lack of interest. It is not an extreme word. So geopolitical competitions, veto power, and resource constraints. So this is a challenging task. If you will read the passage, you will come to know that B will be your answer. Okay. So now let's move to our last question. So last question is, according to passage, how do international organizations help promote peaceful coexistence among states? Okay. So if you are my students, if you are following me, okay, then you can directly take option B and let's move forward. But if you are watching this video for the first time, okay, then I will make you understand. Okay. So in option A, you will say that by enforcing military control. So this is wrong. You cannot enforce military over something. Okay. So you will cut option A. By imposing global economic sanctions on, so this is also wrong. You cannot impose global sanctions. Okay. So this is also wrong. By restricting communication, you cannot restrict communication. So this is wrong. So B will be your answer. Now let's move to the next question. So what is the meaning of the word indispensable used in the passage? What is the meaning? So indispensable means something very important or necessary. So B will be your answer. And if you know it, then directly mark option B. But if you did not know it, then mark the lengthy one. So B will be your answer. Okay. So let's move to our next question. So in question number 12, it is asking about idiom, a bun in the oven. So something we know that there is a oven machine, and so what does it mean, sir? A new house? No. A new job? No. A baking project? No. The C will be your answer, a pregnancy. Now this is very interesting that how this idiom originated. So let's learn this. A bun in the oven is an informal expression. Okay, what does it mean? To someone is pregnant. Pregnancy, something being in a oven. Okay, so oven is a machine. The expression originated in 20th century American English, and it is just as a dough, you understand. So if we make roti, we make roti from the dough. Okay, and if you will put that dough, if you will bake that dough, in the same time you can also relate it with the baby, that baby takes time. Womb, baby takes time to grow, to develop, to evolve. The same time, uh, in the same way, the bun also takes time in the oven. So this is originated from there. Now let's move forward. So in the 13th question, it is asking about one word substitution. Okay, a place where medicines are sold. So this is very easy. So where medicines are sold, we call it a pharmacy. We don't call it a hospital, clinic, or supermarket. So pharmacy will be your answer. And let's move forward. In the 14th question, it is asking about antonym. Okay, you have to mark the opposite. So vexatious, vexatious. Okay, so this is a negative word. Pleasant, pleasant is a positive word. Annoying is a negative word. Troublesome is a negative word. Irritating is a negative word. So you can directly observe that pleasant will be your answer because this is positive. So A will be your answer. Now let's move forward. Now in the 15th, again it is asking about one word substitution, a technique creating a narrative rhythm. What do we call it, sir? So do we call it personification? So personification means giving life to non-living things. So this will not be your answer. So do we call it a joke? No, this will not answer. Do we call it a story? No. So D will be your answer. So repetition and a technique creating narrative rhythm. Okay, so D will be your answer. Now let's move forward. The sixth question, change the following sentence into the active form. So we have to transform it, we have to convert it into active form. The championship game was won by the team. So by the team, this is object. So in the active, this will become as a subject. So here our team will be subject. So two options you can directly eliminate. And after that, we know that in voice we do not change tense. Okay. So here it is was or third form, so directly we need second form. So okay. So if something is in the second form, then we change it plus third form in passive. Okay. So this is the same thing. Here it is was plus third form, and we need to change it into second form. So just find second form in the option. So this is wrong. So A will be your answer. A will be your answer. Okay. So let's move forward. In the 17th question, it is talking about indirect voice. We have to convert this statement into indirect voice. Okay. So if you will observe that the reporting verb, this is our reporting verb. Okay. Reporting verb is, and we know that if the reporting verb is in present tense and future tense, then we do not, then tenses do not get changed. Okay. Tenses do not get changed. This we know. So if you will observe that the reporting verb is in the future tense, so tense will not change. So I have already finished my homework. This you have to find in the option. Okay. So if you will observe, then this is a present perfect tense. So we need to find the present perfect tense. So this is not present perfect tense. This is present perfect tense. This will be your answer. This is not present perfect tense. This is not present perfect tense. So B will be your answer. Now let's move forward. So in the 18th question, this is a highlighted part. This you have to substitute. Okay. So Syamlal, the businessman and the philanthropist. So Syamlal is singular. Okay. And this line is describing about Syamlal. Okay. So for Samlal, we need a singular verb. Okay. So verb here is plural verb. So this is incorrect. So we have to find singular. So in option A, the plural verb is there. You will cut this. In option B, plural verb is there. You will cut this. In option C, singular verb is there. So C will be your answer. Okay. So Syamlal and the businessman and the philanthropist. So what is this, sir? So this is a positive case. What does a positive case do? So it mainly describe about the subject. So the businessman and the philanthropist, they are describing about Syamlal. So Syamlal is singular. So we need is. Okay. So because everything is in the present tense. So C will be our answer. Now in question number ninth, there is a again there is a highlighted part and you have to substitute that. Okay. So it is difficult to diagnose malaria because its first symptoms, okay, symptoms are similar to any viral fever. So here first symptoms, this is plural, so we need here plural. Okay, so you will cut option C and option D. Now just check that which is more close to the given sentence. So first symptoms are similar to any viral fevers are similar to all viral fever. So this is wrong. This is extreme statement. So B will be your answer. Now in question number 20, it is asking about passive voice transformation. So we have to transform it into the correct passive format. Okay. So just observe or just focus on the verb. So it is written has written. So when you will turn it into passive, it will turn into has been written. Okay. So find these things in the option and that will be your answer. So where it is written has been written in option B. Okay. So this is wrong, and this is also wrong. So B will be your answer. So directly you can mark it like a pro. Now let's move forward. And question number 21, again you have to convert it, transform it into passive voice. Okay. So what had they done? So just focus on the verb. So here verb is had plus third form. Okay. So when you will change it into passive, it will become had been plus third form. So just find had been plus third form and that will be your answer. So here was done, this is wrong. Had been done, this is right. Has been wrong. Had been doing, this is wrong. So B will be your answer. So you can directly mark it like a pro. Okay. Now in question number 22, again you have to do it into a direct voice. Okay. So what is the question, sir? So old man with a nostalgic smile said that he had visited that small town many times in his youth. So what is a tense? So tense here is past perfect, had plus third form. So when you will change it into direct, it will become present perfect. Okay, so has have plus third form it will become. So just find has have plus third form and that will be your answer. So in option A there is no has or have third form. In option B it is past perfect. In option C, yes it is there. So C will be your answer. You can directly mark it. Now let's move forward. In question number 23, so this is one of the most important question. You can star mark it. Okay. So this is a lengthy, but don't be afraid that after looking at the question, says be calm and you will solve this question. Okay. So you have first read the question, select the option that expresses the given sentence in the direct voice. So this is indirect and you have to convert it into direct voice. So without any hesitation, just focus on the tense. So first tense is had been impressive. Okay, and if you will move forward, then you will see that they had focus. So this is a second tense. If you will move forward, then you will see that he was confident. This is a third tense. And this is a fourth tense, would. So you know that when we will change would into direct, it will become will. Okay. So just find where is will. So here will In the option B, you will see there is a will. Option C, there you will see there is a will. But in option D, you will see would. So option D is eliminated. Okay. Now you have to focus on this tense. So had been impressive. Okay. So when you will convert it into direct, it will become what it will become? It will become present perfect. But here it is past tense, so you will eliminate this option. Okay. Now in option B and C, just match the sentence. Your recent performance has been impressive, and here in the option C, your recent performance has been impressive. Now read forward, but you have to now focus on the upcoming. Now you must now focus on. Now this is different, okay. But you have to focus. But in option C, you must now focus. So according grammatically, you will mark option B as your answer, but SSC is marking option C as answer because SSC is saying that this had to will change into must. Question is a challenging question, so we will wait for the SSC answer key. Grammatically, B is correct, but SSC is marking option C correct. Okay. Now in 24th number question, 25th number question, there is a parajumble, and without reading the passage, you will definitely mark it if you will follow this approach. Okay. So if you will observe the option, then Q as PP. So PP is common. So answer these two option C or D. Okay. So you will cut option A and option B. Now after P, what will come? Q will come or S will come. This is a game. Now just read option P first. So option P is he took great care to remove the old flecking paint from the antique table. Okay, this is option P. Now we have to just look at option P is related to Q or option P is related to S. Are Q or S. Okay. So if you will read option S, then the table had been carefully refurbished and was no longer worn out and ancient. Okay. So this is altogether different. So this you will cut. But if you will read option Q, then he smoothed the wood using the fine stepper to bring out the original grain. Okay. So option P is he took great care to remove the old and flecking paint antique table. And option D, he smoothed the old with the fine stepper, bring out with the original grain. So option Q is more closer to option P. So C will be your answer. Okay, like conclusion line. So C will be your answer. Now let's move to our next question, question number 25. And what this is also a parajumble. So if you will observe options, then you will see that the letter is SPRQ. So just find the introductory line, and after finding the introductory line, we can directly mark the answer. So in option P, you will see that the paradox highlight which paradox it is talking about, which paradox. So we don't know. This cannot be introductory line. So you will eliminate option B. In option S, you can see that it suggests here it is a pronoun and it is coming for what we don't know. So you will directly eliminate option S. Okay. In option Q, in option R, this can result. So this cannot be introductory line because it is talking about result and we talk result in the last. It is more like a conclusion line. So you will eliminate option R. So D will be your answer directly without reading the all the passages. Okay. So in this way, we have completed our this shift, and our last motivational line is the real risk is doing nothing. So you have to work, you have to take risk. Okay. तो रिस्क है तो इश्क है ठीक है so that's all about today's video. In the next video we will come up with different approach, we will come up with different date and different sets. Okay, so till then take care and bye bye.